This is the Create Your Own Space podcast, the podcast where we provide industry-leading information on balustrading products, the do's and don'ts that will help you create your own unique quality spaces for your home renovations or new build projects. Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the Create Your Own Space podcast. Today, I have a special guest with me, and I have been wanting to get this guy on for a while now. This is Big Jon Stewart. Good morning, John. How are you?
Good morning, Fred. Not too bad. Yourself?
I'm well, thank you. So, what is your title here at Balconette?
I'm the Logistics Manager.
Logistics Manager. So, John, I know that we have several different delivery options here at Balconette, but the one I would like to focus on today, and you have to make sure I get this right, it is our frameless Juliet Pallet Delivery Service. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
That's the one I would like to focus on. So can you give us a little bit of information about what the actual frameless Juliet Pallet Delivery Service is?
Okay, so this is a delivery service for our standard frameless Juliets and custom frameless Juliets. Due to the glass that's used, it's 21.5mm laminated glass.
Right.
So has a special requirement when it comes to packaging and dispatching. So it goes out usually either on a wooden stillage,
right,
or palletized and goes out via a pallet network.
Pallet network. So what is a stillage? Can you kind of briefly, I mean,
Yep.
I know what a stillage is, but
no. So a stillage would be basically a wooden A-frame. So
right.
for the smaller panels, we're able to package them onto a wooden A-frame.
So if you're saying it's like for a smaller Juliet balcony, which would be maybe a 1680, or would it be that, or
no? So the smaller ones would be in product terms, it would be a 1000. A 128 or 150. In glass sizes, it would be 930mm, 1210 millimeters, and 1430 millimeters. They are the panels that will go on a wooden stillage. Anything else, it's too big and bulky.
Right. So, and all of those, even at that size, they are still 21.5 millimeter because it needs to be laminated. Correct.
Yep. All frameless glass is 21.5.
21.5. So that's the smaller version. Once we get into the larger version, how does that come packaged?
Right, so they are palletized. So there is a wooden base pallet.
Mm-hmm.
Then the glass there is pallet beading which goes around the pallet and basically frames the glass, and then a ply lid is secured into place on top to protect the glass.
So we actually screw
ply sheet,
ply sheet,
cut to size.
Yeah, and you have to be careful when removing that, right? Otherwise, you can scratch the glass.
So when it comes to removing that, ensure that all the screws are removed, and if you can have a second person to both grab one side and lift it off, that'd be lovely.
That's the best.
It's much easier than dragging it across and running the risk of scratches.
Yeah, we don't we don't want that at all. So, John, now that my order has been manufactured, it's either on a stillage or in a box that we framed. What is the next step in the process of getting my order to me as a customer?
Right, so for it to have been palletized and that, we've already been in contact with the customer. We've confirmed delivery addresses, delivery dates.
Right.
Once that is all confirmed, the day before delivery, the item will get loaded onto the pallet network vehicle.
Right.
Off to a hub, and then down it goes for delivery the next day.
So would I be notified? So would I get it like an email or something before to try to arrange the delivery of this? Is that how it goes?
Yep. So once the order comes into me,
right,
I will make contact. I will initially email the customer, and then because sometimes during the day you're a bit too busy to take that phone call.
Yeah.
So I'll always out of courtesy pop across a quick email. If I haven't heard back within 24 hours, I'll give the customer a call.
Right.
And at that point, we go over delivery address, preferred delivery date, and once that's all confirmed, that's when it will all get booked in. Once I've booked that in with the haulier, I will pop across a confirmation email confirming dispatch date, delivery address, courier's contact details, and consignment numbers.
Okay, so now that say we've booked a delivery, is there a certain type of truck or van that this will be delivered by?
Yep. So predominantly it would be an 18-ton lorry for these kind of deliveries.
Right.
You know, that's what the
That's a fairly large vehicle.
it is a fairly large vehicle. So obviously you need to ensure that there's no parking restrictions and
Right.
there's space there for the delivery.
For the vehicle, so whether so it can get in, maybe turn around, things like that. So
Yeah.
that needs to be taken care of. Would there need to be permits made for that, or would I need to check with my the council or anything like that, or is it just up to me to make sure that everything's clear?
It would be up to you. You know, just make sure that there is room for it to pull over.
Right.
Obviously, they will try and get as close to your property as possible. So it's in
So that means that it is up to me or the customer to make sure to ensure that I have someone on site or the right equipment on site to get it to.
Yeah. So ideally, you'd have a bit of labour there. So certainly for the larger ones.
Right. Okay. Let's just say that I live in a rural area, or I think I live down in Epsom. But let's just say I live in an area where it's not possible for an 18-ton vehicle to get down. What happens then?
Right. At that point, there is an option for a smaller vehicle.
Right.
But with the smaller vehicle comes the fact that you may not be able to get it off the tail lift, dependent on the size of the product ordered, and therefore there will need to be labour on site to
do that,
to unload that from the side of the vehicle.
Okay, so the if it is if it's a smaller product, that is going to come on, say, a tail lift, a truck with a tail lift on the back.
That's correct. Yep. So on the smaller frameless Juliets, it's a delivery on a vehicle with a tail lift. So the driver will be able to pallet truck the pallet onto the tail lift, lower it down, and place it.
What happens if I live in a rural area? There's no access, but my product doesn't fit on like a smaller vehicle. Has that ever happened?
So the 7.5 ton vehicle will be able to take one of the larger ones, but as said, it wouldn't come off the tail lift. There would need to be labour there to unload it.
Okay, so that 7.5 ton will still it will still
it will still have the room to fit the product on. It's just the getting it off.
All right, John. So I think I've gone over the questions that I have. Is there a question that you get from customers on a regular basis, or regarding this delivery service, or whether it be for like timing, whether it be how long it's going to take? I don't know, anything that is reoccurring that you would like for people to know and understand about this service?
Yeah. So with this service, the delivery times are between 8 and 6 p.m. There would be an option possibly for a timed delivery, but that would obviously increase the cost, and the cost would have to be passed on
to the customer, to the end customer.
To the end customer.
Right.
Yes.
So, excuse me. So most deliveries are going to be in the evening between, say, 6 and 8 p.m. Is that correct?
No. Between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Okay, that's a bigger window.
So obviously when we send the delivery confirmation email, that will have the consignment numbers,
right?
Contact telephone numbers. And what we would recommend and advise the customer to do is on the day of the delivery, say 9 a.m.
Right.
Once the routes are all planned, give the courier a call, and they'll be able to say, give you a much better idea on the planned time, the rough ETA. Because unfortunately, the routes that are planned by the haulier company. They are out of our control.
So not planned by us. So
not planned by us.
Once we've booked it, and it's on its way, we really have no say in how.
That's correct. Yes.
And how it gets to you, or when it gets to you.
Yep.
Has there ever been a case, I guess before we get out of here, has there ever been a case where a delivery has, should have been there and didn't make it?
That does happen occasionally. Most deliveries run
on time.
On time, smoothly.
Right.
But, there are occasionally going to be issues. The haulier is a third party. We can't obviously cover, there's nothing we can do with regards to, for example, sickness, vehicle breakdowns, those kind of things. But like I said,
Act of God.
Yeah,
Right?
most deliveries happen without issue.
Without a hiccup. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Again, I was so excited to have Jon on this morning. He's like my unicorn.
Yeah.
Like brothers from another mother with these bald heads. But I hope you guys. So we do have several different delivery types, and this is one of them. I think this is one that we have quite a bit of. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I hope you guys got a little bit out of that useful information from Jon today. Like I said, we do have different delivery types. We'll bring Jon back on at a later date, and he can explain some more of those. But until next time, guys, enjoy all of your projects. If you need anything or you have any more questions about this or anything else, you can give us a call here at Balconette, or you can find it on our website, www.balconette.co.uk. All right, until next time, guys. See you later. Jon, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.